If you've been following my analysis from the start, none of what's happening here should surprise you. This setup is textbook, a clean falling wedge, strong base support, early buying pressure, and volume starting to build. I'm going to break this down level by level so you can see exactly why I'm holding my full position and why I'm still confident that this thing is going to run big. So right here, you can see Webull's been consolidating in this tight falling wedge pattern for weeks. We had that nice move earlier in the year, pulled back, and now we're tightening right back down in the demand zone around 1025 to 1040. Now, I've said this multiple times, this is where smart money buys. Everyone who panic sold last week during that drop is now watching it quietly hold the exact same level I pointed out as key support. This is where reversals begin, not when everyone's excited, but when the chart looks boring. Every touch of this lower trend line has been bought up. You can see those long wicks on the candle. That's early accumulation. Institutions or large traders don't just pile in at the top. They start layering positions in these zones quietly. That's exactly what I believe is happening here. Now let's talk levels, because these are the price points that matter the most. You first have your key support, which is 1025. This is your make it or break it level. As long as we hold this, the setup remains fully intact in my opinion. You next have your first breakout level, which is 1192. This is the pivot point. Once price breaks above 1192 and holds it as support, that's confirmation that momentum is shifting. You then have your next major resistance, which is 1590. This is where the first real wave of profit taking could happen. I'll likely trim a little if we spike into that zone quickly. And then finally, I have my personal target, which is $20. That's the level where I expect this thing to really make headlines again. So from where we are right now, that's nearly a 70 to 80% move potential on the table. And here's the best part. It doesn't even need to break trend to show early signs. A simple reclaim above 12 with rising volume could easily trigger that first run. Now let's talk volume and psychology, because this is where most traders get it wrong. When volume dries up and the chart starts to look slow, that's usually when people stop paying attention. But that's when smart money steps in. This low volume base is where positions are built quietly before the breakout catches retail's eyes. Think back to the last run we had. Look at that big green candle that kicked things off. It came right after a dry, quiet period, just like we're in now. That's the exact same pattern we're seeing again. This is why I'm still fully holding my position. Nothing here screams exit. The structure is too clean, the base is too strong, and the market has already shown us what happens when Webull gets momentum. It moves fast and it moves violently. Every dip under 11 has been recovered within days. The moment we break above that 1192 level with conviction, I personally believe we'll see an accelerated push straight into $15 to $16 and then eventually $20. Now, I'm not looking for a quick scalp here. I've said it before, I'm holding until this clears 14 plus minimum. This is a swing setup, not a day trade that you see all over Twitter. You can scalp if you want, but personally, I'm staying positioned for the bigger move. And honestly, I don't need to overcomplicate it. I've seen this pattern play out hundreds of times. This is why majority of my posts in the Discord are these type of swing setups where you can scale in and then wait for the bigger move and scale out as soon as you see retail chasing. And let me talk about day trading real quick. Everyone wants instant results, but setups like this, they take time to mature. You can't panic on every red candle when the structure is still completely intact. Patience is what separates real traders from emotional ones. And I'll dare say most day traders are emotional. They want the quick wins, they want the huge profits, but then they end up blowing up their account. If you're waiting for confirmation, that's fine, but by the time the breakout happens, it's already up 30-40%. That's why we're positioned early in the Discord. I'd rather sit through some consolidation knowing I'm in the right spot than chase it when it's already flying. So to wrap this up, Webull looks insanely bullish heading into the next few weeks. We've got a perfect falling wedge, a strong base at $10, a clear breakout trigger around this 1190 level, and open air to 15 to 16. I'm not selling, I'm not trimming, and I'm not second guessing it. Nothing about this setup tells me to sell. Everything about it tells me to stay patient and let it play out. So yeah, I'll say it again, I'm fully holding and I'm not touching a single share or option contract until this cleared 14 plus. When this wedge finally breaks, I promise you everyone who ignored the setup is going to wish they bought when it was quiet. Let's get this video to 100 likes, and if you want access to all my entries and exits in real time, the ones you don't see on Twitter or YouTube, the link to join the Discord is down in the description. Literally today we banked hard. Some plays are already pushing almost 100% profit. So if you've been watching from the sidelines, now's the time to lock in and join us. I'll see you guys in the next video.